On every major hunting forum in America, the same argument has been running for years, and it is getting louder in 2026. One side insists that American-made rifles have finally closed the gap with European precision engineering. The other side says that is pure patriotism talking, and the field results do not back it up. Threads on Hunt Talk, long-range hunting, and Sniper's Hide run hundreds of replies deep on this exact question, and nobody is backing down. Here is what neither camp is discussing. The 2026 market did not just shift the gap between American and European platforms. It exposed a fundamental engineering flaw that every carbon barrel manufacturer on both continents has been quietly ignoring for 2 decades. One brand fixed it. The rest of the industry has not caught up. The brand sitting at #1 on this list started out making barrels, not rifles. What they discovered about thermal physics at altitude is the reason this list does not end where most people expect it to. Here we go. Number 7, Ruger American Rifle Generation 2. For 2 decades, the Ruger American was the most accurate ugly rifle in America. Hunters knew it. They bought it anyway, because the cold hammer-forged barrel delivered sub-inch groups, while competing rifles at twice the price struggled to keep up. The Generation 2 fixes everything that was wrong with the original without touching a single thing that was right. Here is what most people miss about this rifle. The 3-position tang safety is a feature that typically adds $300 to a competing platform. The middle position allows the bolt to cycle and unload while the firing pin remains mechanically blocked. Every hunter who has ever pushed through thick brush with a chambered round, trying to decide whether to unload safely or leave the rifle hot, needed that middle position. Ruger built it into a $729 rifle. The Generation 2 ships with a cold hammer-forged threaded barrel, a spiral-fluted bolt, a radial muzzle brake, and a Cerakote finish on all metalwork. The Ranch variant runs a 16.1-inch barrel for truck gun duty. The Predator stretches to 22 inches for long-range varmint work. The removable comb riser and length of pull spacer bring the fit down to 12 inches, making it viable for smaller-framed hunters and shooters in heavy winter gear. With premium ammunition, it routinely delivers sub-inch groups straight out of the box. The weakness is the 90-degree bolt throw. Under high-mounted optics with large objective lenses, that throw demands deliberate hand positioning in slow, deliberate hunting situations that rarely matters. In a fast follow-up scenario, it does. This rifle belongs to the hunter who demands documented accuracy and refuses to pay a premium for it. The next brand on this list took accuracy in a completely different direction, and their solution starts not with the action, but with what happens inside the barrel itself at ranges beyond 50 yards. Number 6, Benelli. Benelli built its global reputation on one mechanical principle: inertia. A system so reliable that waterfowl hunters worldwide trusted it in freezing marsh water, saltwater spray, and mud that would stop any gas-operated action cold. In 2026, Benelli kept that reputation intact and added something that changes terminal: ballistics at extended range without changing the ammunition in your shell pouch. Here is the engineering decision that most reviewers walk straight past. The Super Black Eagle 3 AI does not just pattern tighter. The advanced impact barrel geometry, paired with 5-inch extended chokes, fundamentally alters how the shot column accelerates through the bore. Independent ballistic gel testing documented 50% deeper pellet penetration at ranges beyond 50 yards using standard commercial loads. That is not a tighter choke doing more work. That is internal barrel geometry doing something different at the physics level. With the same shells every duck hunter already has on the shelf, the BEST surface treatment compounds the advantage. Diamond-like carbon coating applied at Benelli's Urbino facility showed zero rust after 3 months of continuous saltwater exposure in independent testing. Benelli backs that result with a 25-year warranty on all treated components. No other manufacturer in this class offers that guarantee. The Lupo centerfire rifle extends this same BEST treatment into the bolt-action hunting segment, pairing it with a sub-MOA accuracy guarantee and the same adjustable stock geometry Benelli uses across their shotgun line. The weakness is price. The Super Black Eagle 3AI BEST runs between $2,999 and $3,199. That is a significant investment for a waterfowl gun, and hunters who shoot exclusively inland fields with steel shot at moderate ranges will never need what this barrel delivers. This platform belongs to the serious waterfowl hunter chasing birds at the edge of ethical range. The next brand took a completely different approach to the same problem of delivering reliable terminal performance, and they did it by reinventing the American straight pull action from scratch. Number 5. Savage Arms. Savage built the first American-made straight pull rifle. The same brand also produces the lightest technical mountain hunting platform available under $4,000. No other American manufacturer can claim either of those things in 2026, let alone both simultaneously. Here is the engineering decision that changed everything. The Hexlock mechanism inside the impulse action uses 6 symmetric ball bearings driven outward by a ramped plunger. Those bearings lock into a precision-machined recess inside a high-strength steel barrel extension. When a round fires and chamber pressure spikes, that pressure drives the bearings harder into the extension. The lockup gets stronger at the exact moment it needs to be strongest. That is the opposite of how a standard 2-lug turn bolt behaves under peak pressure, and it is why Savage can safely chamber heavy Magnum cartridges in a straight-pull aluminum receiver without a steel action body adding weight. The Impulse Elite Precision drops that action into a 13.7-pound MDT ACC aluminum chassis, creating a crossover platform that competes in precision rifle series matches and harvests elk at long range on the same weekend. At the other extreme, the Model 110 Ultralight Elite mates a lightened fluted action to an MDT HNT 26 magnesium and carbon fiber folding chassis, a proof-researched carbon-wrapped 18-inch barrel, and an AccuTrigger set at 2 pounds 10 ounces. Total weight is 5 pounds 13 ounces. MSRP is $3,200. For the pragmatic hunter who cannot justify that number, the 110 Trail Hunter Lite delivers a threaded 20-inch barrel and a Cerakote finish for under $700, with documented sub-MOA performance out of the box. The weakness of the Impulse platform is parts availability. As a first-generation American straight pull, the aftermarket ecosystem is still developing compared to the established support network around the Model 110 action. Savage belongs to the hunter who wants American engineering pushing against European straight pull dominance at a price that does not require a second mortgage. The next brand is European, approaching its 500th year of operation, and just cut the entry price of a guaranteed sub-MOA straight pull rifle nearly in half. Number 4. Beretta. Fabbrica d'Armi Pietro Beretta is approaching its 500th anniversary in 2026. 5 centuries of continuous arms manufacturing. That history alone commands respect. What commands attention in 2026 is what Beretta did to the straight pull rifle market with a single model and a single price point. Here is what most people miss about the BRX1. True ambidexterity is not a marketing term on this platform. The bolt handle and ejection port swap from right to left-handed configuration in minutes with no specialized tools required. Every left-handed hunter purchasing a straight pull rifle before 2026 paid a significant premium for that capability on competing European platforms. Beretta made it a standard feature on a $1,599 rifle. The locking mechanism uses 8 lugs on standard calibers, expanding to 16 lugs on Magnum chamberings, locking directly into the barrel extension rather than the receiver. Independent engineering analysis puts that lockup geometry as theoretically stronger than a standard 2-lug turn bolt under peak chamber pressure. The BRX1 ships with a 3-stage adjustable trigger at 2.1, 2.6, and 3.3 pounds. The polymer stock uses a negative comb geometry that drives recoil directly rearward, keeping muzzle jump minimal and getting the shooter back on target for a fast follow-up. The entire upper receiver stays attached to the barrel during disassembly, ensuring the optic retains absolute zero through field maintenance and barrel swaps. Total weight is 7.1 pounds. The sub-MOA accuracy guarantee ships with every rifle. In the waterfowl segment, the AX800 Suprema pushes Beretta above the already formidable A400 Extreme Plus. The 17.7-inch triple forcing cone inside the Stellium Pro barrel reduces pellet deformation as the shot column exits the chamber. The Kickoff Pro hydraulic dampening system inside the stock cuts felt recoil by up to 70%. The weakness of the BRX1 is stock ergonomics. The negative comb geometry that controls muzzle jump sacrifices some cheek weld comfort during extended range sessions, particularly for shooters transitioning from traditional Monte Carlo profiles. This platform belongs to the left-handed hunter who has been overpaying for ambidextrous capability, and to any shooter who wants European straight pull performance without a European straight pull price tag. The next brand on this list did not disrupt the straight pull market. Instead, they perfected a 60-degree bolt throw and built an entire suppressor-ready product line around a single ballistic problem. Number 3. Browning. Browning has never been the brand that reinvents the wheel. The X-Bolt 2 is not a revolutionary action. What it is a ground-up refinement of every ergonomic and mechanical variable that determines whether a hunter can cycle a bolt-action rifle fast, accurately, and without interference from the optic sitting 2 inches above the receiver. Here is the engineering decision that most buyers never think about until they are standing at the counter. A 60-degree bolt throw is not cosmetic specification. Hunters running 50mm and 56mm objective lenses require high mounting rings to clear the barrel. A traditional 90-degree bolt throw sends the shooter's knuckles directly into the ocular bell of the scope during rapid cycling. Browning's 60-degree lift clears that bell entirely. In a driven hunt or a fast follow-up situation on moving game, that clearance is the difference between a smooth second shot and a fumbled one. Here is what most people miss about the X-Bolt 2 Speed SPR line. Browning did not build these rifles around short barrels. The Speed SPR series was engineered specifically around a physical problem. A 26-inch Magnum barrel with an 8-inch suppressor attached becomes a 34-inch implement that cannot navigate a hunting blind or move cleanly through dense timber. Browning's answer was not simply to shorten the barrel. The engineering team selected cartridges that do not rely on raw velocity to retain terminal energy downrange. The 6.5 PRC, 7mm PRC, and 6.8 Western all use heavy, high ballistic coefficient projectiles that maintain lethal energy at distance, even when launched from an 18-inch or 20-inch barrel at reduced muzzle velocity. The suppressor becomes a recoil mitigation tool, not a compromise. The DLX trigger on the X-Bolt 2 ships factory set at 3.5 pounds with 0 creep, 0 take-up, and 0 over-travel. Adjustment runs down to 3 pounds without gunsmithing. The Veritech composite stock adds length of pull adjustability from 13 1/8 inches to 14 1/8 inches via spacers, an adjustable comb for optic alignment, and interchangeable grip modules, including a vertical pistol grip for prone shooting. The weakness is the 90-degree bolt throw on non-SPR variants. Hunters running large objective optics on standard X-bolt 2 configurations will still encounter the clearance problem the SPR line was built to solve. Browning belongs to the hunter who demands a suppressor-ready platform engineered around ballistic physics, rather than simply a shortened barrel with a thread protector. The next brand belongs to a different category entirely. Finish Cold Hammer Forging, a 5-stage externally adjustable trigger, and a scope mounting solution that retains 0 across unlimited caliber swaps without a single tool change. Number 2. Sako. Finland's Sako has been cold hammer forging hunting rifle barrels to tolerances that most production manufacturers cannot achieve on their best day. The Sako 90 series updates the legendary Model 85 with a faster lock time, dual plunger ejection, and a completely redesigned flat-bottom receiver that enhances bedding stability across every stock configuration. That alone would secure a position on this list. The Sako 100 Explorer earns the number 2 slot. Here is the engineering decision that every switch caliber manufacturer is still trying to solve with proprietary mounting hardware and complicated zero retention systems. On the Sako 100 Explorer, the scope mounts directly to the barrel, not the receiver. Swap the barrel using the included torque wrench in 6 precise steps. The zero does not move. It cannot move because the optic and the barrel are a single unified assembly. Every competing switch caliber platform requires the hunter to re-zero after a barrel swap because the scope stays on the receiver while the barrel changes underneath it. Sako eliminated that variable entirely, and no other production hunting rifle in 2026 has matched that solution. The 100 Explorer also introduces a manual cocking mechanism that allows the rifle to be carried with a live round in the chamber and the firing pin spring completely uncocked. A thumb button cocks the action instantly when the hunter is ready to fire. In driven hunts, mountain descents, and any situation where a loaded rifle is being handled aggressively, that manual decocking capability removes the primary mechanical condition that causes accidental discharges. The 5-stage externally adjustable trigger on the Sako 90 series deserves its own recognition. Insert a T20 Torx driver through the trigger guard. Adjust pull weight across 5 distinct settings ranging from 1.5 pounds at the lightest to 3.5 pounds at the heaviest, without ever removing the barreled action from the stock. Set a heavy pull for driven hunts in thick gloves. Set a light pull for precision summer stalking. No gunsmithing, no disassembly. 30 seconds. The Sako 90 Grizzly pairs these mechanics with a high-grade walnut stock and an 18.5mm fluted barrel. Available in robust calibers, including 9.3 by 62 for large and dangerous game applications. The 90 Finlight Black and Adventure variants target the mountain hunting segment with synthetic stocks and carbon fiber reinforced structures. The weakness is price. The Sako 100 Explorer Carbon carries an MSRP of $7,499. That figure places it beyond the reach of most hunters, and the switch caliber advantage only delivers full value to hunters who actively pursue multiple species across multiple continents requiring genuinely different chamberings. Sako belongs to the serious international hunter who needs one rifle that spans every legal hunting caliber on Earth without sacrificing zero retention between barrel changes. The brand sitting above Sako on this list did not build a better switch caliber system. They solved a thermal physics problem that has been degrading carbon barrel accuracy since carbon barrels entered the hunting market, and their solution changes what a 5.5-pound rifle can do at altitude after 5 consecutive shots. You have waited long enough. Here it is. Number 1. Bergara Bergara began as a boutique barrel manufacturer in Spain's Basque Country, supplying precision barrels to major American and European firearms companies before the industry understood what the Basque facility was actually capable of producing. That origin matters because everything Bergara builds in 2026 reflects the engineering instincts of a company that spent decades solving barrel problems before it ever put a complete rifle into production. Here is the engineering decision that separates the Premier CIMA Pro from every other carbon barrel platform on this list. Standard carbon wrap barrels suffer from a fundamental thermodynamic conflict. The steel liner underneath the carbon wrap expands at a different rate than the carbon matrix surrounding it when heat builds during a firing string. That differential expansion alters barrel harmonics shot by shot, migrating the point of impact progressively wider as the barrel temperature climbs. Every carbon barrel manufacturer has known about this problem. Bergara solved it. The Cure Barrel technology weaves continuous stainless steel strands directly into the carbon fiber matrix during the wrapping process. Those strands create a thermal bridge that conducts heat away from the chamber and dissipates it evenly along the full length of the barrel. First shot and fifth shot land in the same place. No heat mirage, no impact migration. That is not a marketing claim. That is documented thermodynamic management applied to a production hunting rifle. The Premier CIMA Pro is built on a skeletonized stainless steel action with intricate lightning cuts and enlarged ejection port. The stock is autoclave cured carbon fiber, a process borrowed from aerospace engineering and Formula One manufacturing that achieves the highest possible fiber-to-resin ratio, eliminating the microscopic voids and resin poolings that compromise standard wet layup carbon stocks. Total weight in short-action configuration is 5.5 pounds. That is heavier than the Weatherby Mark Backcountry 2.0 Ti at 5.2 pounds, and lighter than the Savage 110 Ultra Light Elite at 5 pounds 13 ounces. But the CIMA Pro delivers thermal stability under rapid fire that neither of those platforms can match with their current barrel technology. The TriggerTech trigger ships crisp and field-ready. MSRP starts at $3,099. The weakness is aftermarket depth. Bergara's premier action, while extraordinarily refined, does not share the Remington 700 footprint that the Model 307 and dozens of other platforms use to access the broadest trigger and chassis ecosystem in the industry. Hunters who want to build outward from the CIMA Pro action are working within a narrower aftermarket than the 700 footprint allows. Bergara earns the #1 position because it is the only brand on this list that identified a fundamental physics problem shared by every carbon barrel in production, engineered a proprietary material solution, and delivered that solution in a field-ready hunting rifle under 6 pounds. The CIMA Pro does not ask the mountain hunter to choose between ultralight, carry weight, and thermal stability under fire. It refuses to accept that trade-off as inevitable. That refusal, backed by documented engineering rather than marketing language, is why Bergara sits at the top of the 2026 hunting firearms market. The 2026 hunting firearms market does not reward loyalty to a brand name. It rewards understanding what engineering problem your specific hunting environment creates, and then selecting the platform that solves it with documented precision. 7 brands made this list because they earned it with verified specifications and field-applicable solutions, not factory floor marketing copy. Here is the question for the comment section. Which brand on this list surprised you most, and why did you expect something different going in? If this list covered a firearm regulated under NFA guidelines in your state, consult your local laws before pursuing any purchase or modification. Subscribe if you want firearms analysis built on verified engineering data and documented field performance, not manufacturer press releases.